Hi everyone, how are you? I hope you're doing well. As promised, I said I was going to do a video on makeup for older women. So I've decided today I'm going to do that for you. And I've got here my glass of wine. And I'm going to get started. I'm going to show you how I do my makeup without being overdone. I like to use very little foundation. This one is called Estee Lauder Double Wear. I just put a very little where I think it is necessary. I don't use that sponge either. I don't need it personally. I put it on directly with my fingers like this. A little bit under the eye. And if there's some blemishes, they can be covered. But certainly not all over my face because I find that it just goes into the creases. Most foundations do, and it doesn't look good after a little while. It just emphasizes the lines on the face, and I don't think that's very attractive. This particular foundation I started using because I've seen a lot of makeup artists using it, so I decided that if they're all using it, it must be really good, so I decided to use it as well. And I put a little bit on my upper lip as well. And that's it for the rest of the face. I use this, it's called Blur, it's from Yves Saint Laurent. It comes in different shades. This one is peach. That's the one that suits me best. But you can see there are shades of, they come more like in yellow or in blue, depending on the shade that you need for your face. This is very silky smooth. It feels really great. It gives the skin a little bit of color. It acts like a foundation, but it feels like a moisturizer more than foundation, and therefore it doesn't go into the creases. Very wonderful product. This one I discovered while I was on holiday in Scotland, and I've been using it ever since. That's it. That's all I use as a base. I usually like to start with my eyebrows. For some reason, I don't know why. I do the eyebrows first before I even do my makeup. I think eyebrows really help a lot when we get older. I think the shape of the eyebrows really helps to create a nice line. And when you do the eyebrows, you need a whole lot less makeup around the eyes because the eyebrow frames the eye very nicely. There you are. And take another little sip of wine. Here's to you. I don't really like to use a lot of line underneath the eye. I just go very, very lightly. Now, when it comes to pencils and eyeshadows and all of that, for me, one is as good as the other. I don't really have anything particular that I use. The things that I do use that are brand names are the Estee Lauder foundation and the Yves Saint Laurent Blur, and the lipsticks, Yves Saint Laurent lipsticks, and the eyeshadow is from Lancome, my favorite. Otherwise, everything else, shadows and pencils and all of that, really doesn't matter to me which company. I don't even know which company this is. I just put a tiny little bit of pencil here. I actually use the same pencil for my eyebrows to make this tiny little line underneath. And then I just touch it just a tiny little bit like this. And that's it. Not more than that. And then what I do like is an eyeliner up on top of the eye, and to stretch it out a little bit, pull it out a little bit on the sides. That makes it, just opens up the eye and gives the impression that you have a lot more makeup than you actually do. But first, before I do that, no, I'll do that first, definitely. Tiny little line up here. And pull like that. This is Perfect Slim Super Liner by L'Oreal. That's it. Just a tiny little bit. And here, maybe do a little bit more of that pencil just here on the corner. Just here in the corner. A little bit of wine. Okay. Now we have a little bit of mascara. Lancome mascara. There we are. And a little bit down here. I like to use a very bright blush, but then I use very, very little of it. Just a tiny dab here and a tiny dab here. And just a little bit here. For lipstick, I use a pencil first. I don't use a dark pencil. I basically use this pencil so that the lipstick doesn't run. As we get older, we get all these lines, and then the lipstick starts to run. It looks terrible. This pencil prevents that from happening. I use a light color. I cover the entire lip. And on top of that, I use the color that I want. In the daytime, I like to use something lighter. Now, lipstick is a very personal thing. It really depends what color, what skin type you have, and so on. And that's it. That's my day makeup. As simple as that. Now, if you want to go out in the evening and you want to add a little bit more, then for sure that would look very nice. Again, all you need to do is maybe add a tiny little bit of eyeshadow. I like to use something not terribly dark in here like that, just to add a little bit of shadow here. Just a tiny little bit, nothing terribly dramatic. The more makeup you put on, the older you'll look, I find. So just a little bit is all you need. You can also put just a little bit more here underneath using the same brush, but not adding a lot more shadow, just a tiny bit. A little bit more blush. Work it into the skin so that it's not blotchy. And of course, we can do a darker lipstick. And in the evenings, I also love to use lashes. So a lot of people love lashes and don't know how to put them on. So let me show you. All you need is a little disc like this. Put your glue in. You don't need as much as this. It's just that it looked like it was bubbly or something, and it looks strange, so I decided to pour more in. And what I do is I use a toothpick. That way I can't miss. And I put the glue on the lash with the toothpick. That way you can't miss. And it's a nice clean line. There you are. And then I let it sit. I let it sit and I let it become more tacky for about a minute or so. Let's see if I can show you a little bit closer how I do this. I just put it on the line right here, and then I let it sit for about a minute. Take advantage of that minute and have a little bit more wine. And then I pick up my lashes with tweezers. I don't try to put them on without those tweezers. And what I do is I start right here on the side. I put them on and I just leave them there. I don't touch them for a couple of seconds. I let it stick properly. And then I bring them over to the center very slowly, making sure that this side is still on. And then I bring it down and I count about 15 seconds before I let it go. Just keep it there and don't move it until you can feel it. You can feel it hardening. I let it go too quickly. This one will be better because it had a chance to stay. Here we go. That one's much better. Hold on for about 15 seconds. And then just tap on it to make sure that it's glued properly everywhere. That's it. That's how I do my makeup for day and for night. And then let's bring down the hair. A little bit of hairspray. Some earrings. And we're ready for anything. Have a great day. Have a great evening. And see you again soon. Bye-bye.